Henry Kissinger once said, "Today Americans would be outraged if United Nations troops entered Los Angeles to restore order. Tomorrow they will be grateful." This is especially true if they were told there was an outside threat from beyond, whether real or promulgated, that threatened our very existence. It is then that all peoples of the world will plead with world leaders to deliver them from this evil. The one thing every man fears is the unknown. When presented with this scenario, individual rights will be willingly relinquished for the guarantee of their well-being granted to them by their world government. And here America sits, vulnerable from a pandemic subjugation that has terrorized our rights.
White evangelicals, 45% say they won't get vaccinated, according to a Pew Research. Republicans, almost 50% of Republicans are refusing to get the vaccine. So we won't reach herd immunity because of those particular groups. So I say we need to shun those that refuse to get vaccinated. Just like now in certain states, many states, I know in New York, there are signs on storefronts, on businesses all across the state, no mask, no entry. I think if you have not been vaccinated, no entry.
Infiltrated by decades of Marxist indoctrination that began in America's universities and has now permeated into America's elementary schools and destroyed our cities. While American police are increasingly unable to respond to 911 calls as their departments are hollowed out while criminals pour over our border.
Yeah, please hurry, because it sounds like she's being assaulted right now.
I mean, it sounds like she's being raped currently.
We'll be out there as soon as possible.
As soon as possible on March 30th for the Salt Lake City Police Department meant 28 minutes.
The stage is set for Kissinger's United Nations troops to take center stage, but they need that one event that will undeniably convince the public that their very existence is threatened. The evidence of unidentified flying objects confronting the military is so prevalent that it is almost undeniable.
Absolutely extraordinary, and every day it seems like new information drops, things that the public and the media weren't told. So, for example, former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe just threw into the conversation the other day the fact that the satellite imagery of all this and some of the speeds being reported seem to blow the theory about foreign drones out of the water. We must be told what's going on here, and we should think of this upcoming report to Congress as an intelligence assessment of the phenomenon itself, and one that's long overdue.
But who is to say it isn't smoke and mirrors in order to unleash a more nefarious purpose, an invasion by global governance in the form of the Antichrist? The technology to create that illusion has long been available.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
We've seen hologram technology move leaps and bounds over the last few years. Maybe you caught Jesse's look at 3D volumetric displays a few weeks ago. Now, researchers from the Interact Lab at the University of Sussex have created three-dimensional holograms you can hear and even feel. They call their device the acoustic trap display. Essentially, it's using sound to manipulate a tiny particle that traces out these images.
And the New World Order is addicted to the big lie. So what is the biggest lie they can tell? John Bowne reporting.